He walked out in the gray light and stood, and he saw for a brief moment the absolute truth of the world. The cold, relentless circling of the intestate earth. Darkness implacable. The blind dogs of the sun in their running. The crushing black vacuum of the universe. And somewhere 200 animals trembling like ground foxes in their cover. Borrowed time and borrowed world and borrowed eyes with which to sorrow it.
And lo, for the earth was empty of form, and void, and darkness was all over the face of the deep, and we said, "Look at that fucker dance."
It's a sunny heat death of the universe today, and welcome to it. It's 11:18 a.m. Ooh, 7 minutes late from our normal time. That's an inside joke for our real fanatical listeners.
The joke is we like to record at 11:11. I'll just go ahead and explain the
ding,
joke.
Ding, ding, ding. Bullseye.
I don't even listen to the podcast.
And I re-listen to it too much. Should I say that?
So
Whatever.
today, our original plan was to do something else, but here we are, podcasting.
Yes, we had something planned, and then we decided quite basically at the last minute to do an improvised episode. So you're about to hear an improvised episode. We really don't have anything planned. So,
but there's a lot of news. Like, I have some little factoids for us. Like a little update on the NRA. They're still out there. Americans still have guns. And
the National Restaurant Association?
Yes. As of this recording, there has been 46 mass shootings in America since the Atlanta shooting, which seemed like it was only 2 or 3 weeks ago.
You did hear that I said restaurant, right?
Some of them were at restaurants. I did.
I saw something about to free associate. I saw Joe Manchin and Kirsten Sinema, the what do you call them in wrestling terms? The heels. They're the heels.
Yeah, I guess they're the
of
heels.
the Democratic Party, and they're playing their role very well as villains. And they recently, like the moment, like right after they both rejected the $15 minimum wage thing, and Kirsten Sinema did her infamous like little like anime girl fucking thumbs down thing. Right after that, the National Restaurant Association, the other NRA, invited them to some conference where whether they're getting paid or not, like it's just they're going to be rubbing elbows with like new lobbyists and stuff, and it's all because of them shutting down the minimum wage increase.
They only invited those two?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, out of the Democrats at least, as far as I know.
I mean, I'm not surprised about Joe Manchin. He used to be endorsed by the NRA. Then the NRA stopped endorsing him because he wanted like background checks that the NRA had even publicly supported once, but then like decided not to support once it was in Congress, because the NRA has to keep a brand of not supporting anything that has gun control attached to it, even if it's something they've wanted.
Yeah. I mean, I am literally still talking about the National Restaurant Association.
Are you still literally talking about the National Restaurant Association?
Yeah, that's who invited them, not the National Rifle Association.
That makes way more sense when it comes to minimum wage.
Yeah, because they
like to not pay servers.
Yeah. So that also reminds me of remember that character from Raising Arizona? The Say That Reminds Me guy?
Yes.
Good character. So do you know about this new like absurd minimum wage bill that Mitt Romney wrote up, and it's being bipartisanly promoted by Democrats?
My understanding is that Mitt Romney is like the leader of policy of our generation. He created our Healthcare Act. It's because he's going to create the Minimum Wage Act.
I mean, he's to the left of Obama in those senses, I guess.
Well, I mean, I feel like a lot of Obama's policies were directly based on like Mitt Romney ideals.
Yeah, the ACA is based kind of on the Massachusetts state healthcare. Except I believe even that the Massachusetts state healthcare program was less conservative than the ACA, but I guess that's up for debate. But did you hear about this shit, man? This new bill?
No, I didn't hear about it.
Okay, listen to how, I mean, the other one was already, the other thing on the table that got destroyed was so bad already, was so not good enough, I'll say. But now the secondary solution by Romney is to raise the minimum wage to $10 an hour over the course of 5 years. So just like the other one was going to raise it to 15 over the course of 5 years, we'll get to 10 by 2026. And it has all these other provisions in it that are basically going to like fuck over illegal immigrants who are working in the U.S. And it also doesn't ban. It allows the National Restaurant Association and et cetera, restaurants, places with food service workers, to continue fucking over tip-based employees, which I guess like the other bill was gonna like put an end to that somehow, maybe. So it's just like a hilarious fucking joke. Like I don't. Like, so I think I heard someone point out that by the time we get to $10 an hour in 2026, that's going to be like with inflation, probably like less than the minimum wage now.
Yeah.
So it sucks.
Maybe the government shouldn't be doing minimum wage stuff. Maybe we should just leave it up to the owners to raise the wages to what they think would help their workers the most.
That's what it is right now.
Let's let the market control itself. Gosh, what's so wrong with laissez-faire capitalism? I've decided recently that maybe all this policy stuff isn't going to solve anything, and the best thing to do is just to let our capitalist overlords decide everything. I don't even know why we have a U.S. government. We could just be a government under Jeff.
I mean, a lot of people would argue that we already are there. The government is just the handmaiden to corporate interests. I mean, if in the hierarchy of who's like got the most power, I mean, I guess the government does have control over the military, but then again, private sectors have their own militaries anyway. So
I sometimes question the government even having that much control over the military.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm just saying, like, I think that corporations, private businesses have had more influence and power over the course of history, in at least in the like modern United States, than the government has. The government, I see the government more as like doing the bidding.
I feel like a lot of there's a lot of mercenary groups, right?
Like Blackwater, you mean? Like that kind of like shit?
Private contract and military stuff.
Oh, yeah, it's lucrative. Oh, did you hear Biden's going to get us out of Afghanistan by 9/11? He's set the date for 9/11, 2021.
I heard that. I also heard something about Yesterday there was a big a big plea from people in prison for marijuana charges to Biden to make a promise to get all of them out by the next 420.
Why the fuck would he do that? He has no interest in any of that. He thinks weed is the devil. I mean, he's just a stupid old man.
He'll do whatever Kamala tells him to do.
Yeah, and she's like, as she said herself, America's top cop, or California's top cop, but now she's America's top cop.
Well, she's also smoked weed.
Yeah.
And it was okay for her to smoke weed. It's not okay for their staffers to smoke weed. That's definitely not okay. Staffers should never smoke weed. I think weed, much like I was saying, I think we should let our capitalist overlords run everything. I think weed should be legal for people of a certain economic class. Like, normal people obviously shouldn't get it, and you probably should be punished for having it because it's going to make you lazy. But if you worked very hard and you're successful enough to actually, direct policy with your money, I think then weed should be legal for those people. My new policy, Josh, is I only want to take care of the rich people.
You've transformed. You've changed, man.
I think it's just like we watched 99 Homes, and I really thought about how cool the main character is.
I mean, Michael Shannon is a cool guy. He does almost make that evil business look kind of cool for a moment.
Or if you've ever watched Thank You for Smoking, and how cool the main character in that is before he gets dosed with nicotine. Amazing. He sucks after he wants to go against the nicotine companies, but just amazing beforehand.
I never saw that one. That's Aaron Eckhart, right?
Yeah, it's a good movie. I actually highly recommend that movie. You'd like it.
Yeah, I've heard good things about it.
It actually reminds me a bit of 99 Homes, or I'm actually blanking on the other movie we watched recently that I compared to 99 Homes. Oh, the drug movie. What was the drugs movie's name?
Body Brokers?
Body Brokers, yeah. I guess it's a classic tale of working for corrupt business, doing corrupt things, and becoming rich and powerful, only to have a downfall.
Is a classic storyline, yeah.
It's the story of Jesus Christ.
It is also, yes. It's the hero's journey. It's the the power of myth and so on. It's Star Wars. It's Jesus. It's all of it. It's Michael Shannon smoking an e-cigarette.
Be Jesus.
You've always wanted to what?
Be Jesus.
Oh, okay. Get in line, or I should say, just join the rest of the cult leaders throughout history.
Just literally be Jesus.
The one and only Son of God, Christ our Savior.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool.
You can tell people.
It's not the same. I want to be able to call down angels to do fighting for me.
Is that what Jesus does?
I think so.
In the old books, in the good old books. I just wanted to mention before we have too much fun that Biden's plan to get everybody out of Afghanistan is of course complete bullshit, because it's gonna the troops that are removed are going to be replaced tenfold by contract mercenary groups. It's not a secret at all. This is just the facts. Nothing but the facts, ma'am. Yeah. There's some good articles on that if anyone's interested. But man,
I'm a little interested.
So,
can I go back to the there was a reason I brought up mass shootings a minute ago, other than just that number 46. 46 is staggering since.
Please, as I was just about to say, let's get into some jokier stuff. But yes, mass shootings.
No, I just wanted to bring up that it's 2021, 1999. That must have been 22 years ago. It's the anniversary if you're living. It's the anniversary of the Columbine school shooting.
Oh, that's right, 420.
April 21st. Yeah.
I thought they did it on 420, Hitler's birthday.
I thought they did it on the 21st. Anyways.
I'm pretty sure their big thing was 420 is Hitler's birthday. Isn't that funny? But anyway, it doesn't matter.
It's damn close to... this website has it as thepeoplehistory.com.
It's 420.
It the 21st.
It's wrong. Oh. It's just wrong.
You're right. It's wrong. It is 420. You know what? It's 420 in America right now.
Sup, America? Are you getting high and remembering where you were in 1999? That would be not a fun day, a fun time.
I don't know where I was in 1999. I remember that day, kind of.
I remember it exactly. I remember I was...
You were a sophomore. Maybe a freshman. Were we sophomores or freshmen?
Freshman, technically, because I started in 98 in the fall as a freshman. But I had just moved to a new town, and I was reluctantly making new friends. And they wanted me to play drums in their band, and they sucked so much. But
was it a Rush cover band?
No, they actually really liked that band Local H that I think we talked about before.
Oh, I hate that band.
Yeah, we were playing like Local H cover songs. It was terrible. Nobody could sing. They sucked. But
cool.
I was doing it briefly, but I remember one of the guys came down into the basement and like excitedly said a bunch of people just got shot. And like, it was so I mean, obviously it's fucked up. And like, I remember his whole thing was what an idiot this kid was. He was like, let's name our band whatever the number was of people who died.
And I remember lots of edgelord shit about it.
It was a very edgelord thing of like, let's name our band 26 Dead or some shit.
I kind of remember disgusting conversations happening around me of talking about how they would do it if it was your school.
Yeah.
Probably nonsense.
It's a much more like widely, I think, sort of like fantasized about scenario than most people want to admit. I mean, I guess the difference is that the majority of people don't actually go through with it, but
man, it's like everyone thinks about driving their car off a bridge, but most people don't do it. Or like everyone thinks about going postal at work, but most people don't do it.
I don't know if I've thought about driving my car over a bridge. I mean, I must have, right?
Really? I feel like every time I've drove over a bridge in my life, my brain's first thing is like, what would happen if I just swerved off the bridge right now?
I've thought equivalent things, just not that particular one, I think.
I thought that was just like something that happened to everyone who drove. Like, just like you get on a bridge. It's like,
I don't know if it's everybody.
That's like me every time I'm on a bridge. I'm like, what would happen?
I think I've had the weird thought of like, when I was like pissed off, like riding shotgun like with my dad or something driving, like what if I just fucking grabbed the wheel and I don't know. Anyway, dumb thoughts. Yeah, this is like the classic thing of like people standing on like the edge of like a high place, like just a sort of imagining jumping or falling. I don't know what that's all about, but what is going on in history on April 21st? I'll tell you what, Rome was founded on this day, so they say. Romulus, Remus.
Was it the big thing, the student protest?
In ancient Rome?
No, in
Beijing?
1980s China.
Yeah, that also, it wasn't the like standoff with the tank situation, I don't believe, but there was a protest happening on this day in Tiananmen Square.
The protest, like how the massacre was later in June, right? The June massacres.
I'm not really sure. I'll take your word for it, though.
The first student protest was today. 100,000 students gathered at Beijing's square to commemorate Hu Yaobang. Is that right? Yaobang?
I don't know. I'm not reading what you're reading.
Wow.
Sounds right. Sounds Chinese to me.
But that was the start of China. Go ahead. What else
Start
happened?
of China?
The start of China. It started in 1989, dude. I know a lot about history.
The nation of China.
Yeah.
Began in 89. What?
Just saying. Before then, there was no China.
What was it? Empty space?
Yeah. Just empty space. Just a land imagined by the likes of David Carradine, but it didn't exist yet.
I'm seeing these really disturbing depictions of the founding of Rome right now.
How was Rome found?
It was found. It was once lost. Now it was found.
How did they lose it?
By Jesus Christ.
My understanding is they lost it by spreading their empire too thin.
Well, it began. I mean, the mythology, the legend is that these two boys suckled at the teat of a she-wolf, and their names were Romulus and Remus, and it kind of reminds me of the weird founding of Korea story.
The bear?
Yeah, the bear and the garlic and the tiger and the man, the god man who fucks the bear or something like that.
Yeah, I know the story.
That's basically right, isn't it? It sounds like I'm being dismissive, but I think that's kind of the story.
That sounds correct. And then there's the rabbit on the moon making the duck.
I don't know about... Wait, what?
No, the rabbit on the moon making rice cakes.
I don't know about that. When he says,
it's another one of the weird, like, folktale myths here.
Oh,
like,
duck,
you know
duck. I thought you said duck, like the animal. Okay.
Rice cakes.
Because that made me think of that, like, that classic optical illusion of the rabbit and the duck.
And the duck.
That looked the same. So, real mindfuck there. Yeah, so Rome, that used to be a thing. I mean, I guess it still is. It's funny how I'm definitely not the first person to think about this or point this out, but, you know, this like legendary expansive empire that lasted so long is now basically just a kind of chintzy tourist spot. More or less. I mean, I guess there's still like culture and whatnot there. It is a major city, but I feel like one of its biggest industries is probably the tourism industry.
There's not a lot of money in olives these days.
This is more of a Greek thing.
Fucking
I'm sorry, man. I feel like I'm bursting your bubble here. Columbine didn't happen on the 21st.
Isn't
Olives
Italy and
are
Greece
more
the same thing?
Italy and Greece are exactly the same. You're right. China didn't exist till the late 80s.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I feel seen.
How about this? In 1918, the Red Baron was killed.
I did see that somewhere. Yeah, that Red Baron.
German fighter ace. He
Pizza maker as
pizza
well.
maker. I really liked those Red Baron microwavable pizzas. Pretty good.
I don't know about microwavable, but I remember the frozen pizzas.
They had microwavable versions too. They were like personal pan size. They'd come with this like little folding tray that gave the crust a crispy bottom.
Nice.
I'm sure they were terrible for you, but they were very easy to make. Because you just threw them in the microwave for 3 minutes.
That always seemed like the gourmet pizza when I was a little kid. Like that's the expensive one. We can't afford
that was the
Red
good
Baron.
one, yeah.
And I didn't know. I probably didn't know until I was like 20 years old who like the Red Baron really was. I just thought it was like a made up thing for pizza. And then when I found out, I was like, why the fuck is that guy in a pizza?
Well, they're still using the blood of his victims for the sauce.
It's dumb on so many levels. I love it. It hits all 4 quadrants of my funny bone. So Red Baron. You know what I think would be funny about this episode? If we just really just a real slingshot, like sort of a whiplashing effect of like talking about Red Baron pizza blood shit, and then like right back into like contemporary serious political issues. For example, after promising to stop land seizures, the Biden administration just stole this family's property for a border wall. Now, I believe on the podcast we already talked about how Biden is continuing to build the border wall. We did talk about that, right? Yeah.
We need a wall.
You said we need the wall. And what is he going to do? Not build it? Yeah, of course.
Well, here's the cool thing is Biden is going to build the wall with his bare hands. It'll take him a while, but luckily he has bare hands. Not small, prissy Trump hands. Manly Biden hands.
Actual bear's hands.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, like the boyfriend at the end of Midsummer, except just the hands.
Certainly. Exactly.
Or what if it's just Biden in the full bear suit? I could dig that as well.
After he builds the wall, a few years later, when the next Republican wins the election, they can run on tear down the wall.
Yeah, good plan for everybody. Everybody wins.
And everyone will be like, yeah, fuck the Democrats who made that wall. We never wanted that wall. We wanted their wall.
But then
their wall's tainted.
But then you got to remember. Then you got to add in the additional hilarity flip side, which will be that the Democrats will be chanting, "Keep that wall, keep the wall."
Yeah.
I can't wait for that. I can't wait. I mean, it's already been like what 3 months almost to the day since our new president took over. So the campaign season's about to start any minute now. In the US, we just constantly campaign for the next election. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be really funny to see no one challenge Biden as well. Well, maybe someone will. I would really like to see a serious challenger, but
when?
For the next presidential election.
Wow, okay. That still seems to be a bit off.
It is, but I mean, really, man, I feel like okay, maybe by 2022 that people are going to start like announcing their candidacies, I'm sure. Don't you think? Like,
I don't know when it usually is. I thought it was a little later than that.
It's always so early, man. Even if they don't officially announce, like word starts to like circulate about who's going to be running and stuff. And like it just feels like and this is just my feeling. I mean, I guess I could look it up now, but it feels like it just never really stops. Like it, like even if it's not official campaigning, it's just like campaigning is like constantly going on, no matter what. But you know, it probably happens after the midterms. You know, that's probably when it will really start to kick in. Maybe, I don't know. Let's see. Let's see.
We should wish the Queen a happy birthday, right?
So many who. Which Queen? Kamala?
No, the British one.
Hillary Clinton.
No, the British Queen.
Ah. Margaret Thatcher.
That's her. It's her birthday. Is Margaret Thatcher alive?
No. I mean, I don't know when she died. I guess I thought she died a lot longer ago than it really was, but
April 21st, 1926, Queen Elizabeth II was born. She will never die.
She old as fuck.
95 years old to be exact. So she's a little bit younger than Biden.
Yeah, Margaret Thatcher died in 2013. I remember there was some video going around. People were really loving it. It was like this like, it was just some person, like a regular person on the street interview. But it was like kind of this like kindly old lady. But she had a lot of shit to say about Margaret Thatcher, and she just kind of went off on her. It became like I don't know. Even like, do people even use the word viral anymore? I feel like whenever I want to say that I'm sounding like I'm a million years old.
I think people use it.
Okay. Well, I think that videos went like softly viral. And anyway, I was just remembering it suddenly.
Most viruses are soft.
Is this a fact?
You gotta watch out for those hard viruses.
I mean, I guess they gotta have like permeable membranes or some shit. I don't know.
Here's my question for you. Now that we've got through the Queen's birthday.
I found the viral video, but anyway.
We'll do the viral video in a second, but I gotta ask you this question before we talk about Margaret Thatcher. What kind of kid were you on field day?
What day?
Field day. Like your school obviously had field day growing up. What kind of kid were you?
Oh, field day? Yeah. I don't think we did have field day.
What kind of school did you go to? You didn't have a field day? There wasn't like a day with like events and like parents came and you played tug of war against the other grades or something?
I honestly don't think we had that at my elementary school.
Damn, dude.
I mean, I think we did stuff like that, like, but it wasn't like a whole day. Like we wouldn't. I don't think I would forget that, you know, and I have no memory of it. I mean, I remember there being like things that were like after school, like going into the gymnasium and doing like stupid little fake carnival games and shit. But that was like that was also not a regular like yearly thing or whatever. So yeah, I guess I don't think I had that. I was deprived. Anyway, what was your question though? What was field day like?
Or what kind of kid were you?
Oh, on field day, I can imagine what I would have been, I guess. Well, I don't know. What do you mean? Explain.
I don't know. Were you
Explain what kind of kid you were.
Did you participate? Were you like super into the games? Did you want to make sure your classroom was the winner?
We didn't have any of this shit.
Did you stand off to the side and think, God, I hate this shit. Why do I have to come here?
I was the kind of kid who I would have been, I don't know. I was just like sort of floating around in the middle socially, I guess. Like I had friends, I guess, that were sometimes the popular kids. Like I could be friendly with people, but I always felt like everyone was more wealthy than me in elementary school, because I don't know, kids had like big houses and nicer shit. But what am I trying to say? I do remember a distinct like antisocial turn in the 5th grade where I was like, fuck all these people. And I just, discovered rock and roll and cigarettes eventually soon after. And very much consciously was like, I don't want any part of socializing with these people. And I stopped playing sports that same year. 5th grade, when it all changed. That seems really early now in retrospect to have that kind of shift. But I don't know. It's like puberty and stuff.
I think I went through a similar shift. It had to be between like 5th grade and 6th grade. Something like just clicked in my brain. Maybe not the exact extreme, but I definitely went from being like, I just stopped wanting to associate with basically everyone for a while there. Guess it just happens to some people.
Do you ever play Pogs?
Yeah, of course.
I was
Pog champion.
I was really into Pogs.
I had a lot of them. I even had that stupid Apollo 13 Pog thing from the Hardys.
I don't know about that one in particular, but I had display binders and like all the fucking like custom slammers and whatnot. Not custom, but you know what I mean, like fucking novelty shit. But the thing was like, yeah, that was a craze that swept the nation or whatever for like a minute. But I remember I kept going with it after it died out. And it was just like me and one other kid still like gambling Pogs on the playground. I have a really distinct memory of that. Yeah. I think that was the whole appeal of it. It was gambling for kids. I think they kind of tried to like outlaw playing the game at school. Maybe it became like an underground gambling game.
As a teacher now, and thinking of when I worked at an elementary school, the kids I was teaching at the elementary school had a game very similar to Pogs, but it wasn't Pogs, but played the same way where they would slam like this large piece into a smaller piece and like on the ground, and the whole point was that they were trying to throw the slammer, let's just call it a slammer, down on the other slammer that was on the ground, and you had to throw it so hard that the one on the ground lifted off the ground and flipped over, and that's how you won.
That's basically Pogs.
Yeah, but they were anyway. When I was teaching and watching 5th graders and 4th graders do this, it was so damn annoying.
Oh, I can imagine.
I think that's the only reason it started to get banned everywhere, is that adults were just like, this fucking shit's annoying. It's loud. It's painful to watch. I hate it.
That's probably part of it. That's probably a big part of it. But they were also like, there was also like this weird moralistic shit, because like a lot of the Pogs artwork was like edgy, like edgelord, to use the word again. Like it was all just like skeletons and like, and people always thought that they ate like, and it was like 8 balls and stuff. And like as a kid, like I had no idea that the term 8 ball was like, an amount of cocaine. I just thought it was like cool, an 8 ball image, but like these stupid fucking moralizing adults were like, those are drug symbols, It was partly that as well, I think. And I think the gambling aspect, where they're just like, gambling is immoral. Cause yeah, it wasn't just that like, it was like banned from the classroom. Like it was like even, at recess or whatever. I never expected to walk down Pog memory lane on the podcast.
I don't think I was as into Pogs as you were, but I have a distinct memory of playing for a little bit, but I think I got out of it pretty fast. I didn't like that it was a physical game. Yes,
just too sporty for you?
I was going to call it a game of being physical, and when I was a kid, I really hated anything to do with test of strength.
You had to like slightly move your wrist downward.
Test of hand-eye coordination.
You're like, here I go again, realizing I'm not an athlete by playing.
Yeah, exactly. So it goes. Going on to some real news, I did see that the Biden administration is considering to cut nicotine in cigarettes. Because right now there's an FDA thing where they're pursuing to ban menthol cigarettes by April 29th, I guess. And they also want to do an American thing where they basically just cut nicotine out of cigarettes.
Man, they're going to ban menthols. That's going to piss off a lot of people.
And it's going to piss off a lot of people.
I always hated menthols, but man, that's going to piss off a lot of people.
I mean, as a former smoker, cigarettes really do suck. But there's also part of me that's like, can't imagine a world without them. Probably because I was a former smoker.
Yeah, I mean, tobacco's been with us for quite a long time. Yeah. On that note, I was recently perusing, I was thinking about getting a fucking, what do you even call it? Vaporizer's not the right word.
Hookah? Vaporizer?
No, some sort of fucking e-cig thing.
Vaporizer.
Yeah, okay. When I say vaporizer, I just think of like the ones that you smoke weed out of. But
I don't know. I just call them vaporizers.
Okay. Well, I was thinking about getting one because, and the thing is I haven't had a cigarette since January 1st, and I don't really crave them. And I haven't had a drink for as long, but I'm foreseeing a situation where I might be really tempted to, such as like socializing at a party, say a friend's housewarming party coming up soon. So I was
you
like,
have self-control. You seem to be able to like just, smoke cigarettes one night, then not do it.
yeah, but I don't want to do that. Like, I mean,
I smoke cigarettes, and then like I smoke cigarettes for like the next 3 months, thinking, God damn it, why can't I quit these? Why do I need to smoke 2 packs a day?
2 packs a day? I've never known you in that.
Maybe I just hide it well.
Are you saying cigarettes when you mean fucking vaping?
Vaping or the Korean cigarettes. But when I was smoking real cigarettes, I would smoke like near 2 packs a day with real cigarettes too.
Oh, damn. I've never really been quite like that. I mean, I don't know. Anyway, I've been smoking cigarettes for, Jesus Christ, I'm old, like 25 years almost.
Sure.
And that's a long time. And I'd like it to be really over.
Same.
So anyway, considering getting some sort of vaping device, and I was researching all these ones, and I found one that was actually just kind of cool, which I'm surprised to hear myself even say those words. Like, this is a cool thing with cool technology. But anyway, I might go buy one, maybe even today. Later, there's a Seoul Vape, I think it's called.
I like that show.
Probably kind of near your house, actually. Anyway, why the fuck am I talking about this?
They're good. They're not a sponsor of the podcast. Why are we bringing them up? Also,
yeah, true. I'll talk to the guy, see if he wants.
If you're listening, I don't recommend nicotine, but do what you do.
Well, actually, that's what I was gonna say. Is my sort of dilemma in my mind about buying one is like, I'm doing fine without any nicotine right now. So maybe if I do buy one just for the in case of emergencies thing, I think I'll just get like a nicotine-less vape juice, and like it'll all just be like, it's because I think it's more about just if you're at like a party, and you're so used to like drinking alcohol and smoking when you socialize, like I am, like just having something in my hand that I can fucking smoke in some sort of way, and then it's something in the other hand that I can drink in some sort of way, even if they are nicotine and alcohol free. Anyway, that's the state of my vices at the moment.
I'm never going to give up any of my vices in any true way. I'll just increasingly hide them from everyone else.
You've been off nicotine for a little while though now, right?
Technically, I've not been inhaling nicotine. I've become one of those patch users. I just wear a patch every day.
Yeah, but that's proactive. It means you're trying.
I don't know if I'm trying to quit the patch though.
Yeah, but being baby steps, man. Don't beat yourself up over using the patch. I've
decided to be a long-term patch user because it's cheaper than cigarettes and it's cheaper than e-juice. At least e-juice prices in Korea.
Oh man.
Now, I did go through this whole internet journey where some people were talking about creating their own patches with e-juice, and then I decided, no, Jason. But I guess that's a whole thing where you
road worth avoiding. That's true douche territory.
Well, in the States, it's actually cheaper to buy e-juice than patches, but in Korea, it's definitely cheaper to buy patches than e-juice.
I know, just the phrase I customize my own nicotine patches is something you don't think you ever want to find yourself
This
saying.
forum stuff was more on how to cheaply make patches because they couldn't afford them.
Oh, okay. Well, then it sounds less ridiculous. I thought it was like the way people customize their vaping rigs, except with patches.
No, it was more of money saving tips.
I see. Okay. The patch reminded me of something. Oh yeah, when I was in college, in the summers, I would just live at my school in the same dorm, apartment building, whatever. I went to a weird school. It wasn't regular dorms, but anyway, I would get free room and board. And then I don't know, $8 an hour to do maintenance crew type work. We just kind of paint stuff, and it was really fun. It was just me and some of my friends, and we would our boss was just another one of our friends. So we would just fuck around throughout the day a lot. Anyway, that's just a side point to the patch thing. One of the guys I worked with, he was we all smoked cigarettes, we all drank, we all whatever, did everything. But this guy really smoked cigarettes. He was just especially into cigarettes or something. And I remember he was I'm trying to quit. And he showed up one day and he had 3 patches on his arm.
Jesus.
Was smoking a cigarette anyway. And smoking a ton of weed and it was 8 in the morning. He was drinking coffee, smoking a cigarette, had patches on his arm, and was getting high. And I was damn, you're overdoing it, man. What?
That's rough.
But he just didn't even seem to think anything was weird about it. He was what, man? I'm trying to quit. And I was but you're smoking right now. You're chain smoking, actually. That shit just made me laugh, though, because his attitude was so blasé. That was the funny part, I guess. Yeah, those summers were actually pretty fun. They were very unproductive, but whatever. I was in my early 20s.
I miss all those summers from my early 20s.
Yeah, they were
beautiful things happened for me. I remember being happy and sad all at the same time. Emotions hit me differently those days. It's some things were still new to me. I was still experiencing parts of life that I didn't expect. These days when I have a new experience, they're usually just things that I wish didn't happen to people in general. Damn, my knee hurts for no fucking reason when I walk up this hill now.
Well, I have a leg injury right now, and I think it's from drumming, which is the saddest thing ever.
Man, you gotta lay off that pedal. That drum pedal.
I fucked up my leg on Saturday, man.
From drumming.
The bass drum was too far away, and I couldn't adjust things properly. I didn't have time to, so I just played anyway. And after I got done playing, I was then I went on a 2.5 hour walk.
Yeah, you told me that.
Oh, I told you this already. Okay.
No, you told me that you walked home. I was like, I'm kind of surprised you walked home.
Yeah. I do that sometimes. I walk to practice. I mean, it's all just a matter of if I have time or not. But anyway. Yeah.
So you're walking to Hongdae from like your place?
Yeah, I've done it a bunch of times. It takes like 2 hours, actually.
Seems about right.
Or a little less if you're really cooking. But yeah, I had a very much like, God, I think I'm just like, I'm old. I hurt my leg. Like it hurts to walk right now because I rocked too hard on the drums.
You're going to have to get some like steroid injections in your leg just to keep up with the drumming.
Yeah. I don't know what it was. Anyway.
Maybe you have to move on to some electronic drums. You just got to give up the dream of analog drums.
Then I'm just done.
Give up your analog drums. Just play a little electronic kit.
Oh, those things suck ass. I had to play on one for a recording like a few years ago, and I just hated every second of it.
You just started hitting it harder and harder with hopes of breaking it and being like, this wouldn't happen to a regular drum set.
No, I just wanted to get it over with. So I just like gritted my teeth and was like, all right, the rhythm is correct, even though this is not how I want the song to sound. But I'm looking at this list of questions here. Is that where you got the field day thing from? Or did you just think of that?
Just randomly said that.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, that might be from the list.
No, that wasn't from the list. That was just came to me. It was briefly on my mind for whatever reason.
Let's take a gander at this list. I think it could be funny. God, these are like these kind of questions. How many chickens would it take to kill an elephant? That's like those hypotheticals about like, would you rather fight off like...
I could kill an elephant with one chicken.
How so?
You just have to shove the chicken in its trunk. It's not going to get it out of its trunk.
They do have mouths.
Yes, trust me. I don't know.
No, I'm not asking you to answer that question. I'm just pointing it out as like it's a stupid question.
Why do you want chickens and elephants to kill each other?
I mean, that's what these kind of lists are like, so random, like, you know, hashtag so random type shit. But I think there's got to be some better questions on here. Let me see. What part of a kid's movie completely scarred you? I'm just thinking of one that you told me about yourself instead of my own experience. Did you say that movie Legend, the Tim Curry as Satan, was pretty scary as a kid?
Yeah, it scared me as a kid. I mean, I was absolutely terrified by Child's Play when I was a kid, but I guess that's not a children's movie.
That's an actual horror movie.
I just saw it when I was like 4 or 5, like really young.
Yeah, that's pretty young.
To where I knew the VHS was in our house. VHS. And I, like 6-year-old me, God, I had to be like 6 because it was like one of my first houses. I moved a lot as a kid. Like a whole lot. I think I lived in like 8 or 10 different places. But I just remember there was the VHS at Child's Play, and I woke up one night because I was like terrified of the fucking VHS being in the house, and I had to like sneak the VHS out of like where the adult movies were kept. The R-rated movies.
Yeah.
I knew where they were kept. And carry it outside, sneak outside, carry it to the neighbor's trash can and throw it away, and then sneak back into my house and go back to bed, you know, without mom and dad noticing.
Wow.
And it seemed very important just
That's
to
great
get out of the
lengths.
house.
That's some complex superstition for a young age.
I was terrified of it, man. I don't know I mean, I'd seen other horror movies as a kid too, but that one is like got to.
Yeah, you and I had like very different movie upbringings, I guess. I mean, I eventually saw that kind of shit, but like not quite that young. I thought of one, but it's like almost cliche to say, but I'll say it anyway. But the Large Marge scene in Pee-wee's Big Adventure. You know what I'm talking about?
I do.
Yeah. I've heard people before say like how much that horrified them as little kids. I remember being pretty freaked out by that. I don't know if scarred is the right word though for that one.
I was ridiculously grossed out by the pie eating contest in Stand By Me, but again, Stand By Me, is that really a kids movie? I feel like I didn't watch a lot of kids movies.
Yeah, I mean, even Pee-wee is a kids movie, I guess.
It is, but it's like
on that border of like, because it's Tim Burton, you know. All right, let's see. God, I hate this question. Let's not talk about it. I'm just bringing up the question as a question. Is a hot dog a sandwich? That's again one of those like the internet never can settle on it. Everyone has such strong feelings about it.
It's like if you stack one lasagna on top of another lasagna, is it just one lasagna?
Whoa, I gotta lay down for a minute. Got my head spinning. Oh God, this is the same kind of shit. Is cereal a soup? Okay, I'm gonna stop reading the really lame ones.
Can God microwave a burrito so long and get it so hot that it's too hot for God to eat?
I think that's a Simpsons reference.
It is a Simpsons reference.
Okay. What's the best Wi-Fi name you've ever seen? I can't remember. I feel like I have a memory of going, "Hey, that's funny," but I can't remember what it was.
I really hate.
Can you recall any specific Wi-Fi names that were really good?
All the clever, stupid people who post them as like CIA security van or FBI surveillance,
female body inspector. What is something that everyone looks stupid doing?
Living. Everyone looks stupid living.
I was gonna say, I think most men probably all look stupid at the moment of orgasm.
It's part of living.
I've heard. You got me. That's something I've heard. I've heard that. I've never really looked in the mirror at the moment, but I hear we all look kind of dumb when it happens.
If all the states in the USA were represented by food, what food would each state be represented by?
Are we going to go through all 50?
Nah. Just give the answer of perspective of someone not from America.
Well, I mean, the first thing I thought of is just where I'm from.
I was going to say, according to the people I teach, the only thing Americans eat is hamburgers.
Yeah, that's their racism showing. I tell you what.
And I just get annoyed that people call chicken sandwiches hamburgers here.
Do they? I didn't even realize that.
Chicken.
Oh, chicken burger. Yeah, I guess that's right. I mean, obviously, like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, the food of each state. I could tell you Wisconsin is obviously like cheese, but I don't know what Tennessee would be. Barbecue of some sort?
Tennessee, probably barbecue, banana pudding.
Banana pudding, huh? That's surprising to me.
I read somewhere that banana pudding's the favorite food of Tennessee.
Really?
You could see it being barbecue.
Yeah, because it seems like almost every state in the Southeast has their own like warring like version of barbecue. Am I right about that, more or less? Not
Yeah,
every
more or
state.
less. I mean, it gets a little complicated. So, like,
I think there's like Carolina style barbecue. And
Carolina
like
styles
Nashville
are usually
style.
more of like a vinegar based like barbecue sauce. I would say most of like the true South is like super into like slow cooked pork or pork barbecue. And then you get like to the fake South, like Texas, and they get more into brisket.
Texas barbecue is fucking awesome, though, man. That's one
it's delicious. You're right.
There's one thing I'll defend about Texas: they cook meat pretty well.
As a person who just enjoys food, I'll just go ahead and say that most of the South has really good barbecue. I'm happy to eat most of it. And why does one place have to be better than another place?
Human nature, man.
I did once read an Eater article where they were talking about this place in New York having the best barbecue in the country, and I was like, nah. That's not true.
Fuck that noise.
Fuck off.
See, it's tribalism, man. It's easy to fall into. Let's see. Which body part do you wish you could detach and why?
My face.
Why?
I'd like to clean out my sinuses.
Jesus, that's
I get really bad
nasty.
like allergies. And there's some days that I really wish I could just detach the front of my face and just go in there with like a sponge and a spoon and just spoon out all the sinuses.
Oh, dude.
I've thought about this.
Okay, you really have.
A dream of mine.
My instant answer was my brain, but I don't know. I mean, that's also just kind of a stupid answer.
I want to open the front of my face like a door just so I can clean out the sinuses.
Yours thing is sort of practical. Is actually like has a practical application in a weird way. I wasn't expecting that.
I guess like growing up with really bad allergies and like they've actually gotten better as an adult, but I still get bad allergies. But there used to be times when I was like younger that I would wake up and my allergy had gotten so bad that my whole face would just be covered in like film and I wouldn't be able to open my eyes because my allergy had gotten so bad that night. And like, I'd have to like stumble blindly to a bathroom and wash this layer of just like allergy grime off my face.
Jesus.
Disgusting stuff.
That reminds me of it wasn't a movie that scarred me, but it was just a childhood moment that I remember being really frightening was having pink eye for the first time. And I didn't know what it was. I didn't know it existed. So like I just woke up one morning and couldn't open my eyes at all. They're just like, glued shut basically. And I just thought I was blind or like I didn't know what was going on. I was really young. Yeah, that was terrifying. I think I was also like away from home and no one was around. Yeah, I'm remembering it now. My dad had taken me up to this Christian Bible camp where he was doing like preacher man stuff. And I was just like, I woke up in like the bunk bed. No one was around and I couldn't see anything. Maybe that was the Lord trying to send me a message. I don't know.
Could be.
I just want to restate Joe Biden's administration is seizing people's homes to build this wall. I had started to say it, but then we got sidetracked on something else. But just putting that out there again. But he's not Trump, so it's okay. What is the funniest corporate business screw up you have heard of? There's probably a lot of them. I don't know. I have to think about that. If life were a video game, what would some of the cheat codes be? Jesus, these questions suck.
Be born with rich parents.
Yeah. I mean, I guess, yeah. I mean, that's just another way to phrase that question is just if people could just wish for anything and it would magically come true, what would they wish for? It's like,
I wish I was a trust fund kid. With just a giant trust fund.
See, I wouldn't wish for that. I would just wish for money, because then I wouldn't have the social stigma of being a fucking shitty trust fund kid.
I hate money.
You have to. I wish I was a trust fund kid. I hate money.
Still wish I was one. I wish I had more money, but I hate money. It's a general thing, concept. But I would be deluding myself if I said that it doesn't make life more comfortable to have it. I have to live in this dumb system.
Yeah. I hear ya. That reminds me, I was going to write down on the list, maybe do an MMT episode in the future. I think we should, considering a lot of our ideas rely on that being true.
That's true. I really don't think money is like real. I mean, it's real, but it's like real in the
Well, there's just different theories on like how it functions and how how inflation works and things like that. I mean, of course, it's real. It's a real concept. I mean, it's as real as anything, I would say. But like, I know what you mean when you say it's not real. It's like people like, yeah. I mean, it's just the fundamental myth about money, at least in the United States, where, you know, we're off the gold standard. We just print our own currency. You can print as much as you want. It's not going to necessarily cause like a catastrophic inflation. But that will be for the MMT episode, I guess. I don't know. We didn't really talk about what happened today besides Columbine and the founding of Rome. Oh, and the Tiananmen Square protests. Anything else remotely?
Did we mention George Floyd?
We didn't. Not on the recording, but that's something to mention. I mean, yes,
it's probably the biggest news of the day. And I'll just start with what Nancy Pelosi had to say.
Oh no, I'm cringing already.
Thank you, George Floyd, for sacrificing your life for justice. Because of you and because of thousands, millions of people around the world who came out for justice, your name will always be synonymous with justice.
Sacrificing your life for justice.
I don't think a sacrifice is a choice, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What a dumb, stupid fucking bitch Nancy Pelosi is. Wait, we're talking about Nancy Pelosi, right?
Yeah.
Okay. For a second, I was like,
I take this as her thanking the cop for.
Yeah, she might as well. She might as well be like, "Thank you, policeman, because now the issue is known and justice is being sought after because of the injustice you caused."
By the way, I'm glad that that there was a guilty verdict, and I do think it's a step forward for justice, but it's just like a small step, and there's so much more to fix in the American policing system. Very
small, and like I said, like pre-recording, I'm waiting to see how the sentencing goes.
Yeah, well, the sentencing with Derek Chauvin, and also how other cases go.
I mean, other
cops. I mean, ones that aren't heavily televised.
Those always tend to go with worst case scenario, they permanently lose their job. I think on average they get a suspension and still get to keep their job. Yeah, I mean it's obviously one of the most disgusting things about contemporary society is that I mean, it's modern day lynching. It's just institutionalized, normalized. I mean, I guess lynching was institutionalized and normalized as well, but it's just another version of that, the way I see it, at least.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's see. Going through the historical timeline, a lot of boring shit. The island of Crete rejoins Greece. Thrilling. 1905. This is a real all over the place episode.
It is.
It's improv, folks, and only one of us is a trained improviser.
This isn't what I trained for.
And it's not me.
I realized we didn't bring up Henry Kissinger dying. He died.
What?
Didn't he?
No. I would have known that. There's no way. I would be very
Kissinger...
shocked if he died. I would like Twitter would have exploded with rejoicing. No, he's got to be alive still. If he died like 2 minutes ago.
God damn it, he didn't die.
Yeah, he's 97. He's the whole joke about Kissinger, at least like amongst the
is that he's never
the dirtbag left, is that he's going to outlive everybody.
I had a distinct memory in my brain that he died like 2 days ago.
You must have dreamt that beautiful dream.
But I was actually shocked by how little press it was getting.
It's going to get a lot of press when it happens.
That's what was going through my head. I was like, well, I really thought more people would be talking about the fact that Henry Kissinger died, but maybe he just dies and everyone's like, yeah, fuck that guy, and just like shut
No way, man. What's going to happen? I guarantee when he dies, there's going to be so many fucking like
retrospects on how he's a hero.
Yeah, reappraisals, not even reappraisals. They're fucking A, man. Like Hillary Clinton was like cozying up to him like while she was running and for president, and just so many people like still have him come on as an unofficial advisor and shit. It's absurd. Yeah, he's one evil motherfucker.
So he's
therefore he gets to live for a long time.
Is older than the Queen?
I guess. She's 95, you said?
Interesting. He'll be 98 next month. My bet is he lives to be 99 and dies 2 months before his birthday.
My bet is...
You want to take this bet with me? Whoever's closest to his death has to buy the other person a Henry Kissinger wall magnet. Fridge magnet.
Wait, wouldn't the punishment be getting the magnet?
No, the punishment is having to buy the magnet.
I guess.
The gift is receiving the magnet that you probably had to custom make. Like, I'm talking like you have to go to a printing store and be like, I want a holographic foil Henry Kissinger refrigerator magnet made for my friend.
Or you can just go on Amazon and buy one.
You think they sell them on Amazon?
I'm looking right now, man. There's at least magnets that have quotes from him. And it looks like one might be a picture of him talking to Nixon, but I'm not sure.
Excellent. I know what I'm buying myself tonight.
Henry Kissinger magnet.
I really thought he died. Like, that was...
No, there would be so many... It would be like people sort of,
there would be a lot of people.
It would be people rejoicing,
telling others that it's rude to rejoice about someone dying.
Yeah, there would be that happening. There'd be people rejoicing, and then there would be people like trying to say that like he had his flaws, but he was ultimately a very brilliant man. Like kind of fucking bullshit. Or people who just like completely 100% like defend him as like a brilliant strategist or whatever.
Yep.
What would be the creepiest thing you could say while passing a stranger on the street? How about, hey, you want to buy me a Henry Kissinger magnet? That would just be, I guess I'm thinking confounding, straight, like not creepy. I mean, that's kind of creepy too, though.
I don't know the creepiest thing I can say to someone passing me on the street.
I mean, there's so many like obvious things, I guess, but
Hello.
It's all in the inflection. Hello. Hi there. So many ways you could do it.
Bonjour, ça va? Salut. 안녕하세요. Ohayo gozaimasu. Guten Tag. Yes, hello's creepy.
If you did it the way you just did now, in like 6 different languages while chuckling to a stranger, yes, that would be creepy. People would think you had escaped some sort of special needs program.
I kind of want to do that to somebody today.
Just start screaming.
Someone in a uniform, because people in uniforms usually have to listen to you.
Just go up to the guys by the military base.
I'll probably take the train to work today. I'll just say something to the person working in the booth who doesn't want to listen to me.
If you just walked up to one of those information booths and said hello and nothing else, they would start
doing that every day. I take the train to like the information booth worker actually gets to know me as like the friendly guy walking
the friendly simpleton
around 2 p.m. every day to say hello before I get onto a train. It might make their day. I think if it became like
they would hate you instantly.
I think if it became like an everyday thing for them of just me saying hello, they would just get it just become another part of their day.
I'll take it. I'm not really betting you on the Kissinger thing. I'll bet you on this. They're not going to take kindly to your weird bullshit bothering them at their fucking low-paying government job. I'm guessing. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's an easy job.
No, I think I think most of the government jobs here, even those type of jobs, pay pretty well.
Oh man, that's a nice job. Information booth at the subway station, especially one that's not too busy.
Some of them might be a pain. Like the Hongdae information booth.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the busier ones. But if you got one of the low traffic ones, like you just like sit and
gooey.
Yes, gooey. Let's see. One of these questions, I when I was looking through them earlier, was something like, it was very sort of similar to like, it just reminded me of like the lockdown. It was something like, if you had to be in a single room for the rest of your life, what would it be like? But now I can't find it. Anyway, that's actually like kind of that's a pretty unpleasant scenario to imagine.
It would be that bunker, man. That fucking...
Oh yeah, the luxury bunker.
The luxury bunker.
I wonder if that would count though as a single room. I mean, I guess it doesn't specify that. I mean, you could also just say it's just one giant room.
Am I there by myself? I guess the question implies you're by yourself.
It implies it, but I don't know.
I mean, if I'm like stuck in a single room for the rest of my life, I might choose a place that like friends go regularly.
Yeah, there could be some ways to get around this.
I'll just be stuck in... I almost said hippie toki for the rest of my life. God, that'd be horrible.
Yeah.
You guys would show up.
A dank basement.
I'd just be sitting there drinking or something.
Yeah, you'd be drunk constantly.
And you guys would be like, hey, we're going to go get barbecue now. You want to come, Jason? It's like, oh, sorry. It's like, no, man, we've noticed you never actually, like, go outside when we're here.
What, you're not allowed to explain your bizarre scenario to us?
Just like there.
You have to live in a tiny basement bar.
For some reason, I'm imagining the scenario. I just stop existing whenever people aren't around me. I kind of imagine that about myself anyways, that I don't actually exist. That I'm the bear in the forest, or the tree that's fallen down, no one hears.
Could be.
What is a reverse solipsism? I think I have a bit of that because I often think that I don't actually exist.
Reverse solipsism. Everyone exists but me. That's so. Oh man, you're the anti-Cartesian.
I feel
Fuck that Frenchman.
Sometimes. It's hard for me to explain it, but trust me, there's days where I just feel like, yeah, I really don't exist, but everyone else does.
I guess I know the emotion you're describing, but the metaphysical state you're describing makes no sense at all. Because you can't. I don't exist. I feel like I do not exist. I can perceive all these things around me, but I don't exist.
Yeah, exactly.
Holy shit, man! How did we land here? We sound like we just smoked weed for the first time, and like I can't even fucking get access to that stuff. It sucks.
Sorry.
No, it's funny. I'm just thinking about that. But all right, let's call this the last question. I think we should probably wrap up soon.
Yeah, I think so too.
What are some fun and interesting alternatives to war that countries could settle their differences with? I'm going to say POG tournaments.
Pie eating contest.
All previous references on this episode. I like it.
I remember as a younger Jason, when I didn't exist, I would think, man, it would be real cool if in the future, instead of fighting wars with people, we fought them with video games. And I think that's actually kind of happening with drones, but I didn't like in that perceived reality, I wasn't picturing the video game pilot to actually be killing people. I was just thinking they would be challenging each other at video games.
I can see that in the future.
Korea would be number one.
This has been an interesting episode.
Yep. If you sat through this entire episode, consider going to our website, eatdeathpod.com, and leaving us a message. Or leave us a message on your favorite podcast app's review section. That's probably super helpful for us. Or we have to do recommendations, right?
DMs at Twitter at HeatDeathPod. I got a quick recommendation.
Yeah, okay.
I'm going to recommend an album, kind of a band, but more a particular band's album, or say a band's particular album, that is.
Sure.
This band is called Enon. E-N-O-N, like none, spelled backwards. I think they're named after a city in like Ohio or something. I don't know. But I first heard of them when I got to see my favorite band at the time, which was the Flaming Lips, circa like 1999 or 2000, when Soft Bulletin came out and Enon was opening for them.
Oh yeah, you've told me about this band before.
Yeah,
not on the podcast, but you've told me about this band when we were like hanging out and we were.
And like I went to that show with a bunch of my friends, and like a lot of us still bring up like that particular show because it was just really, really amazing. And you know, we've all been to really good concerts, but anyway, we all discovered Enon and like, you know, bought their record at the show, which is something like, I don't know, I never really did back then. But anyway, their first album is called Believo, and it's very, very good. I never really kept up with them after that. They did keep releasing albums. I think their sound kind of changed a bit after the first one. From what I remember, it got a little less, I'm going to just guess, a little less experimental maybe or something. But this album in particular was like, it was sort of conceived in a strange way where the lead songwriter. He was in a band previous to this that I think was kind of well known called. Well, two of the members of the band were in a band called Skeleton Key, which I never heard of, but I guess they were kind of a bit of a sort of big-ish indie band. And sorry, it's going to drive me crazy if I can't remember the name of this other band. Maybe there is no other band. Oh, Brainiac. So anyway, one of the guys in Brainiac died like in a car accident. And so his friend and former bandmate, I think the story goes, he like went to some sort of like monastery or something. Maybe this is all like not true, but doesn't matter. He just wrote the whole album like on guitar by himself, and then like what you hear is actually very different from that. Like you wouldn't expect listening to the album that it was conceived like as a sort of like sad, a guy and his guitar alone situation, because it's got a very like inventive sound, and like it's not all like, I mean, it's not very gloomy in tone at all really. But anyway, Eden, I don't even really know how to pronounce the name, and the album is Believo. That's my recommendation. Do you got something?
Yes. My recommendation is the video games. Video games.
All the video games?
All the video games in the world. No, most video games suck. Like everything else in life, most video games suck. I really like the video game Hollow Knight, which is like a Metrovania game. And a Metrovania game is like a side scroller, but instead of having levels, you explore a vast world and collect items and stuff, sort of like Castlevania or Metroid. And it's very beautiful. Came out a few years ago. You might have already played it if you play games, but I was replaying it recently. I really like it, and I think it is one of the most beautiful games ever made. The art is just fantastic. So Hollow Knight, I'll recommend that. You're a tiny bug, a night bug, like a knight in shining armor, and you fight your way through the undergrowth of the world to find out the history of your people, the secret history of your people. It's a lot like my life, where I question if I even exist, while I know all of you really do exist.
A bug in shining armor. I just started thinking of, what is that game? And it's so famous, but I can't remember the name. Japanese game where you're like a little ball that collects the world around you. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, I know 100% what you're talking about.
It's like, fuck, I can't remember.
I love that game too. It's super fun.
I've watched someone play it a few times, and I've never played it myself. And I every like now and then I remember it, and I just remembered it now too. And I thought
it's incredibly fun, and I do not know why I can't think of his name.
I'm gonna search for it and maybe start playing it.
It's super popular. It was super popular. It was good.
It starts with a K. It's a very Japanese sounding name. Katamari Damacy?
That's it.
Yeah.
That's the one. All right.
So maybe soft recommend for me on that. No, full recommend. I've just never played it. I've seen people play it, and I thought it looked really cool.
I have one more recommendation that actually is a weird recommendation, because So, my stupid recommendation, it's not stupid. This recommendation, I really want to see the film Nobody, and I haven't seen it yet. It's Bob Odenkirk's new movie, and it just looks really good. So I recommend wanting to see the film Nobody that I haven't watched yet.
Oh.
Just because I like Bob Odenkirk a lot, and also I think this movie looks really good.
Yeah. I'm looking at it now. I saw like the poster for this, and yeah, it does look good. I wonder if I can quote unquote legally find it on the internet.
I'm sure we can. Anyways,
speaking of movies, also,
we're gonna watch a movie, right?
We're gonna watch a movie for the next episode.
Best movie ever.
There will be a commentary. There will be a roundup episode. This is not going to be an insane film marathon, just one movie. And we'll let you guess what it is. Let's see, what kind of hint could we give to what it is that doesn't just totally give it away? One of the more memorable things about the movie is human urine. I don't know if that would give it away or not. And I've actually never even seen this movie. I just know about it. So anyway, that's what we're going to do. And we'll be back with a more regular, structured episode like we were supposed to do today, in a week from today. So,
till next time.
Till next time.
Goodbye.
The first voice recording was made in 1860. It was a 10-second fragment of the French folk song Au clair de la lune recorded by inventor Edward Leon Scott de Martinville. But who will make the final voice recording and when? What will it be? Who will hear it?